Hey everyone, this is Drew Ferger at Train Eternal. In this video, I will be discussing a front squat training session. The primary objective today is to accomplish 4 sets of 5 on the front squat with 240 pounds.
Here we go into the general warm-up. This is sped up for the sake of condensing the video. Warming up with the TRX hamstring curl, 4 sets of 10, immediately paired with the kettlebell swing, 4 sets of 12, and then into the band, pull apart, 4 sets of 25. These 3 exercises are paired together with no rest. So this is directly into the work weight of the day. This is 240 pounds. Again, the objective is 4 sets of 5. This is the first week in a 3-week wave. Working 5s this week, and then I will be working triples next week. So oftentimes, what allows me to have a successful front squat training session is how well I am able to stack my joints and brace. So by stack my joints, I specifically mean how well I can stack my rib cage over my pelvis, draw the air in, inflate the entire torso with pressure. So the torso holds the bar and needs to be very stable in order for the movers, the legs, to be able to move the weight. So the torso stabilizes the load and the legs move the load by applying force into the ground through the feet. So on successful front squat days, I am able to lock my rib cage down over my pelvis and brace very well. So these are going pretty well today. I'm happy with this. As I mentioned in a video yesterday, during the first week coming back from a deload, there's always a little bit of anxiety in terms of picking the weights. I knew I was going to be hitting this weight in order to stay on the progression that I am on. However, I didn't know specifically if it was going to go well today or if I was going to get crushed weight. And it is going well for me. In the previous first week of a 3-week wave, in the last training block, I was sick. And I was front squatting 230 at that time, and that weight was crushing me. In the second 3-week wave of that block, I worked up to 235, and I believe it went a little better. But I honestly believe these 4 sets of 5 240 today are going better than the squats with 230 and 235 went. So that is very promising and makes me happy moving forward. So I switched shirts because the barbell was slipping off that sweater, and you don't want that when you're front squatting. So I'm moving into back squat here. This is 315 on the bar. By the time I got up to this weight on the back squat, I was feeling a lot of fatigue, just straight tired. So also moving through this set of 3, I couldn't get my mind focused. My thoughts were all over the place. So this technique is not as good as it should be. A little bit all over the place here today. So I plan to keep 315 on the bar for each of the 3 weeks in this wave and just improve the technique, increase the load in the next 3-week wave. So this is the top weight on the log here today. This is 180 pounds. The objective is a set of 5. Before this, I did a double at 135 and a double at 155. So this exercise is a lot of fun. I have included this specifically on my squat day because drop down into spider pose, I am putting myself down into a squat, so I'm still working the squat pattern right there, and then a big clean. Whereas in future programming, I will include sandbag loading, and I'm going to be putting that in on my hinge focus day on the deadlift day. because for one, I'm picking that sandbag up off the ground like a deadlift, but the way in which I load the sandbag resembles a hinge a lot more than a squat, as this clean does. So again, I lost count of how many reps I was doing. I know it's only 5, but when you are trying hard, sometimes counting goes out the window. Fortunately, I did get 5. By the time I got to the 5th, I just thought I should do an extra one. I wasn't sure if I was going to be getting 6, 5, and I did end up with 5. So I'm glad I did the, quote, extra rep. After the log clean, I'm moving into the Nordic hamstring curl. 4 sets of 6 here today. It is challenging to progress this exercise. I'm trying to be really strict with myself. I'm trying to be really honest with myself with that exercise because you can cheat. This is 3 sets of 5 on the pull-up with 30 pounds. If you are interested in personal training or coaching, I would love to help. Thanks for watching.